our first big visit from friends. In Vegas, hosting always felt a little cramped. But here, we finally have enough space for everyone to come together. We'll do introductions in a bit, but for now, let's start with a subject I've been purposefully ignoring for over a month now. All right, let's talk about the truck. I bought this truck, I don't even know how many episodes ago it's been. 7 weeks? 8 weeks? No, it's whatever the case is. I bought the truck a considerable amount of time ago. And it was meant to be the solution to a lot of the problems we have out here. Getting to the dump, picking up things in town. There are so many things that I see on Marketplace. There's auctions up here, and all those things I can't go get because I don't have a truck, a vehicle that's capable of hauling the stuff. This truck bed is perfect for all of that stuff. However, it is attached to a truck that does not run. Now, when I bought the truck, the guy said that the fuel pump was what he thought was wrong with it. You know, we took a look at the engine, all the parts seemed to be there and accounted for. And, you know, while I believed him that, yeah, the fuel pump probably needed some work, I also knew in the back of my head that that wasn't the whole story. Of course, there was going to be more involved than just changing out a part. You don't get a $1,200 truck, you don't get a $1,200 truck without having any kind of underlying issues. Hold on. Is she whining to come out?
No, she's whining to get through Griever's eating.
Oh.
Let her walk her through the kitchen where she...
Why, sure, Dad. I'm only fun.
Before we bought the truck, I called a couple people that I knew, asked them for their advice. We know some people up in Utah, Kyle and Brittany. We called Kyle. He advised us not to buy the truck. Now he said a truck that you're going to be working on and maintaining as somebody who is kind of a layman when it comes to motor vehicles, when it comes to cars and trucks, that having a fuel injected system kind of overcomplicates things, especially this is an 86. This is the first year they did fuel injection, and it is touted as being electronic. So it's like buying a first generation of any kind of device. You know, the first generations are always the ones that they experiment with. After that year of troubleshooting and figuring out what does and doesn't work, they go back in and they fine tune. Well, this truck is first generation, so it's gonna have some quirks. Kyle advised that I go older, just a year before the 86 and 85. Anything prior to that is a carbureted engine. They're much easier to work on and maintain. They don't have all of the complications that come with adding electronics inside. This is the third vehicle that I have purchased from the heart and not with the mind. I fell in love with the look of this truck. It's got solid straight lines, it's tough, the patinaed paint job on it looks great. I even love the rust. It is a workhorse vehicle. When Britt and Kyle came out, their son Taryn made a point to come up with a game plan to attack the truck before even coming up. So the first morning that they woke up, even while I was off doing another project, they were propping a tent up and popping the hood on this thing and taking a look.
So we want what type of air filters?
Ideally a factory air box.
Yeah, factory. So for some reason we're not getting power to that.
Is it squirting out somewhere? I heard it squirting out somewhere. So we're not getting power there for the fuel pump.
That's the frame. That's the high pressure frame.
Probably the fuel pump circuit, you know what I mean?
Those wires run
Oh,
directly to the
no.
harness and
Yeah,
run
that's
directly
right.
to there.
So there's another one that goes back to that.
Yeah. This one from here. This is the once.
And the bypass the whole valve.
Yeah.
Let's just cut it.
I heard it squirt out.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Probably under the intake manifold.
What is right there?
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah.
We have a fuel pump kicking on?
We had a bad fusible link, and then we had a bad relay. Two things causing the same problem to the same connection.
And that was the part that you already had?
Kick it again. Flake off. Different size pieces. Maybe?
It's gonna happen.
That was it?
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
Oh shit.
She's crowning.
Yeah.
Try it right there. Jason, you want to hit the key? You only need to hit it for just a second. It'll fire right up.
Okay.
I'll get busy. Sixer, man. Rolls. Sixer a butt.
What are we doing today? Today, besides getting more water, we're going to be finishing up our solar. Britt and Kyle got us pretty much a week head start, so we really just got to wrap it up. We're going to find a place for that 80 Nevada sign.
Oh, definitely.
There was something else. Oh, that's right. My buddy Jeremiah got us these trees, these volunteer trees from his yard. I think they're elms.
I think so.
So we're gonna be putting those in the ground and hoping they acclimate and survive the winter. And then if there's time, which there won't be, but if there's time, we're gonna clean the loft. So we're going to be putting up 10 new panels. Our initial 6 are doing fine, but they need some help. So ideally what you're looking for, you want your panels during the day to be producing enough power so that in addition to all the power you're using, there is enough excess to back charge your batteries. And then at night you're running only on batteries, draining those down to however low they are, not empty, but however low they get. And then the next day, again, the solar panels have enough energy to charge everything you're doing. That's the ideal loop that you want, and in order to make that happen, you need enough panels to be producing enough voltage and wattage for your residents to use during the day, and that's what we're trying to do now. 6 is okay if we are mostly not in the house. The trailer can operate with the internet and the fridge and the fans and a few other electronics plugged in just fine with the solar panels running the trailer and back charging our batteries. But the goal is to be able to run the ACs or heaters, some of our heavier appliances during the day. Okay, well, welcome to the underside of PV2. These are Trina solar panels. I'm sure this is like the cheapest, most knockoff brand possible. But these are 390 watt, 40 volt panels. We bought 10 of them. They're ran in a single series. So, well, what we ended up doing is we ran 8 in a single series for PV2, and then used 2 of those 10 panels to patch into PV1. So they're both running 8 panels. Although from what I understand, if you mix your panels in their wattage, it will default all of the panels to the lowest wattage. So even though these panels are 390 watt and those are 370 watt, adding 2 more of these panels into PV1's array lowered those 2 panels wattage down to 370 from 390. So we lost 40 watts, 40 potential watts, which is fine until I kind of have a better grasp on electricity, which the more I learn, the more confused I become. There's no one for one. I was using this plumbing metaphor to help wrap my mind around it, and it did work in helping me to grasp some of the most basic concepts, but now that I'm learning more and more, I'm kind of figuring out that that metaphor doesn't really translate exactly. But it was a good start. Okay, I'm cutting in here for an update. So we rushed to get PV2, which is the second leg of our inverter, online because we were finding that if we were powering anything significant during the day, we wouldn't charge the batteries enough to survive the night. When we were first looking at a system, I wasn't sure which of the 3 main components to prioritize: panels, inverter, or batteries. And honestly, even now, that answer is relative. What we need is to be generating an excess of power during the day. Enough so that going into each night, we're at full health. Now, when I recorded this, kicking on 1 AC unit during the day would drain the batteries, leading me to believe that 10 panels wasn't producing enough power. It was actually more than enough, and after doing the math of volts times amps, we know that we produce 5,000 to 7,000 continuous watts from our panels. The issue was me. See, you can set the inverter to prioritize batteries or solar. It was set to batteries, which meant it was prioritizing pulling power from the batteries over using what the solar panels were producing. I changed it to panels, and now both ACs can run while still charging the batteries, though I still stagger starting them by 5 minutes or more for peace of mind. Okay, so let's talk through our ideas.
All right.
So
you said we have 2 cinder blocks to use.
yeah, so we have technically 3. We have one under that's keeping the dog water up.
Probably needs to stay there though.
Probably needs to stay there. But in addition to that one, we've also got the 2 here that are, let me see if I can swing around here actually.
Under the concrete over here?
Those 2 cinder blocks can be used as well.
Okay. So I was thinking if we can bury them down a little bit, if we were to use them, bury them down a little bit, fill them with the whole sides up, fill it with dirt, and then use the spike that Kyle already created in the piece.
Yeah.
To wedge that down. And then to make this look nice, like cover it around with rocks.
Oh yeah.
And the bottom part of the 80 Nevada sign is actually a planter that he made. And so I could put rocks a little bit in the bottom of that too.
Of course the wind's kicking up. We don't have our
Of course.
things on the mic, so it's gonna say hi. Sorry about the audio.
And then I can plant our creeping type plants, the ones that like actually do better growing on rocks
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And it could grow down that and look pretty cool.
yeah.
What's your idea?
We'll have to get some shots of those plants so I can
Yeah.
cut to them. My idea is that we use the railroad tie.
Oh, I didn't even think about the railroad tie.
We've got this guy here, this railroad tie.
We actually didn't need him when we did
Yeah,
the...
he ended up being extra, but I think we can try to drill a hole into it.
Mm-hmm.
Wedge the spike that he welded onto the thing into the hole to give it balance. These things are...
Was it 8.5 or something?
They're 8.5 feet, yeah, but they're it's over 100 pounds. It's like 160. They're heavy.
Oh, I know. I've
Right.
lifted it with you plenty of
we know
times.
that they're very heavy. So the wind will have trouble blowing it over. We'll see. We can put some wind on or some
No,
rocks
I like
around it or
this. I think
something.
visually too, it's so much nicer.
Yeah, and it'll create a curb for our driveway. You know.
Oh, right, like a designated area where the cars go up to park.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna still do my plant idea.
Yeah, I think the plants are a great idea, and it'll give something to grow around there and some more green around the property. So definitely worth doing.
Yeah. All right, you won this one.
Sweet. All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You know what this means?
What does it mean?
We have to move this guy again.
We've gotten so good at it.
So good.
Yeah. As they headed home, Athena and I talked about how much progress we'd made and how quickly we'd made it. It felt like 3 days off, but we got real work accomplished in record time, even managing to film some of it. I've got homework for the now running truck, our solar has been upgraded to adequate, and when I look outside at our new 80 Nevada curb, I see the roots being planted for the home we are building. You know, it's hard to talk about friendship without sounding corny. But when a group of people do for each other as they would do for themselves, that's actually a different corny word. That's family.